when I don't believe any human being can fully understand God, even if you're just talking about God.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first two words of Genesis.
Our minds are finite. Our minds are not infinite. So I do believe that Jesus gave ample evidence to the people of his day that he claimed deity, he claimed divinity, and that is what I believe the New Testament teaches. I believe it actually teaches that Jesus himself was God the Son, and that's, he was, a lot of times we hear that he's the Son of God. Yes, he's the Son of God, but I believe you can also accurately and in a way that's completely consistent with Scripture say that Jesus is God the Son and the Holy Spirit is God. I believe that all three. And what you just said, when Sister Rose talked to you or confronted you about that, it sounds to me like it would be something similar to what Jehovah's Witnesses would teach. I don't know if you've ever been involved.
Oh, I went to one of their things one time. It was funny. They all sit on these metal chairs. I think they were borrowed from a funeral home or something. They had the name on the back. And they play a record player.
Uh-huh.
And it's the most boringest thing you ever heard in your life. They read out of those books that they leave on everybody's house, Awake and the Watchtower and all that. How the Pope is the Antichrist and we're all going to hell. The good news.
Right.
And there's only 144,000 people that are going to heaven. Well, as I pointed out to them, then you're not going. I said, because if you go by the 144,000 that they're talking about in the Bible, they have to be Jewish, and they have to be guys, and they have to be eunuchs. I said, so if you fit that description, then more power to you, But you're a woman and you're telling me this stuff. And anyway, they sit there, they sing some song. I couldn't even tell you what it is. That the record's playing and they sing along with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know what? I am going to have to. We're going to have to pick up our conversation some other time. My daughter just arrived, and so I need to go talk to her. And I've enjoyed talking to you.
Okay.
And maybe some other time we can pick up this conversation again.
Okay.
All righty.
You have a good one.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so what's a review? Give me a review of the conversation.
Oh, he's a nice guy. I disagree with his dogma.
You thought your views were Jehovah's Witness-like?
Yeah, that's what he thought. Answer me this, though, too. Why does it say in the New Testament that Jesus would sit at the right hand of the Father when he went to heaven?
Right.
Okay, so if he is God, why is he going to sit next to himself? Is he a schizo? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he is the Son of God. And he said he was the first of many brethren. So what does that mean? His mother had 15,000 kids after him? No. What that means is anybody who believed in God and had faith because of his teachings, because of, what he said, then they're his brethren.
But you see, Mom, don't you understand that both of you have conflicting views on the same thing? This is exactly what I'm trying to prove with these videos, is that Christians don't even agree with their own fucking beliefs. Am I right?
Well, he probably went to seminary, I would bet.
I don't know about that, but
I would bet he did.
It's all BS. I mean, the Bible is black and white, but yet these people look at it and they're like, oh, it means this and that. And
even though Catholics are pretty ignorant about the Bible, I got to say this for a lifetime of experience, that some of the most giving people and loving people happen to be Catholic.
Yeah, and have you noticed that the people that know more about the Bible are the least giving? And they're some of the most rude, most disrespectful people that we've ever met?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... yeah, we'll go on about it.
So, he asked me how I'd become a Christian, and I told him. And
Yeah, I know. I filmed it.
And I was honest enough to say, at this point in my life, I don't really know. I don't want to go to any churches. I asked him outright, are you trying to convert my son?
Mm.
And he said, well... And I
Yeah, like a salesman, yeah.
So in other words, you are. And he laughed.
He.
So, it's up to you how many free lunches you accept.
Well, I like my free lunches.
That's the
That's all it is, and he's so stupid he doesn't even realize it.
But,
Look at all the free lunches I get. I've had 4 so far. No, is it 4? I've had 3. Yeah, I've had 3 free lunches, man. Each one was like $30. I didn't pay a fucking thing. Pretty good deal if I say so myself. What do you think? All paid for with a major credit card.
I don't care.
I mean, isn't that hilarious? He buys me a $30 lunch with a major credit card. He's a homeowner. He owns 2 cars. He has like 2-3 kids, and all of them have been to college and they're grown. But yet he's sitting there saying that Americans are doing worse off now than they ever have. We're sitting in a restaurant with 150 people, and everyone pays with a credit card. And everyone's having the same kind of shit we are. And everyone has a car and shit. Everyone has medical care and shit. But yet, even I do. And we're on food stamps, We don't pay anything for our medical care. But yet this guy sits there and makes it sound like that America's like collapsing. Well, if it's collapsing, why are people doing so goddamn well right now economically? And I mean, and it's this constant contradiction, man. Guy says one thing and then says another. And I've never heard anybody say that you're Jehovah's Witness.
I am not a Jehovah's
I know.
Witness.
Neither am I. That's a first. Remember that people said that you were in a cult because you had a metal plate in your head? And you don't have a metal plate in your head.
Yeah, they said I was in Africa and I had a metal plate in my head.
So you were born in Africa or what?
Yeah.
What a bunch of stupid
and
people.
A metal plate in my head from an accident with my Jeep. Or something.
Who the hell said this?
It went around when I was working for Oklahoma Publishing. And I don't know who started the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was misunderstood or something. I never said I had a plate in my head. I never said I had a Jeep and I grew up in Africa.
Like the brand Jeep or a Jeep like the type of vehicle?
Vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what he's trying to do, which I told you in the first place, is convert you.
Yeah. It's no different than Mitt Romney, just flip-flop and tell lies. Do a little dance, make a little love, convert somebody tonight.
So if I don't believe that Jesus is God,
oh God,
then he considers I'm not a Christian.
Right.
Well, I beg to differ, but whatever.
Well, my question is, then what's a Christian?
A Christian means, the word Christ means anointed. A Christian, with the ending with the I-A-N in English, means little. So you're supposed to be a little Christ.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you're supposed to be doing the same things that he did.
Well, you don't see a lot of Christians doing that, do you?
I have people who think I'm nuts because if I pray for him to get healed.
Well, you know that 75% of Christians don't pray, right?
Yeah, most of them don't even believe God can do a miracle. He wanted to know how I became a Christian. I told him that's exactly how.
How come when I film you always got an arm on your head?
This guy, David Skinner was his name. I forget, he was from someplace in the South. And he was sitting on these church steps playing a guitar. I had my guitar with me. So I'm like, hey, cool. This guy's got a guitar. So I forget who I was with, but we went over. And he said, oh, you play the guitar? Great. So we started like jamming together, you know. I let him finish playing what he was playing, and I kind of followed along. And then he asked me to play something. Well, I played like, I didn't play a Christian song, obviously. And, but he played along with it and stuff. He wasn't rude or anything. And he said, boy, you play pretty good. So anyway, we, you know, that's all we did is we jammed and stuff. And then he gave me this piece of paper that I didn't know you called it a tract or whatever, explaining about what God did for me, you know. And
Yeah.
and he was real nice. And then I met him some other time, and he asked me if I read the thingy he gave me.
Oh, hang on a minute.